Okay, today is the video requests day, so we got another request here again via Instagram. So connect with me in Instagram if you have anything you want to talk about or request. So you may have already talked about this, but maybe not in full detail. You make plenty of videos for those of us on the spiritual journey and how to make it better. But what about us that are still in the middle of the awakening journey and struggling? There's meditations to be done, mushroom journeys and all that, but sometimes I just feel so lost. I feel like every day I'm reminding myself of mantras and the right ways to act in certain situations, but it all gets overwhelming sometimes. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I feel like there's more of your viewers than just me that just feel like they don't know how to continue awakening. Thanks so much, brother. You do so much good and bring so much light to this realm. Okay. So you're right about that. You're definitely right. I think there's actually more people out there that are still in the middle of the awakening rather than having gone through the difficult part, the dark night of the soul. What you're referring to, my friend, is the dark night of the soul. That's what you're referring to. So you're experiencing that right now. That's the birth process. That's difficult. Like, ask any woman that gives labor. And it's the most difficult part. And so you're giving labor to your soul right now. You're going from a mind-body complex to a mind-body-spirit complex. So when you're in the mind-body complex, you're just a program. The body and the mind are programs running off. And that's the sleep stage. You're just acting on programs. That's pure, plain and simple. There is no sovereign, conscious soul, spirit, inhabiting the body, mind-body complex and directing the mind-body complex. So you're going from mind-body complex to mind-body-spirit complex. You're giving birth to your soul. You're giving birth to your spirit. And that's difficult. It's just like a woman going through labor. Same thing. So I totally dig. I totally understand. You took me back to the time I was going through this. And it's a very difficult process. It's a very lonely process. It's a very nasty and alienated process. It really is. And there's no way around the discomfort and the pain that comes from giving birth to your spirit, to your soul. There's no way around it. It's I guess, and in this realm, it's supposed to be difficult. I suppose it doesn't have to be in other realms, but this is 3D is really hardcore shit. All right, 3D is the most hardcore of the densities, the third densities. So I guess the way the soul evolves here is through the element of suffering. And once it evolves past that, it no longer suffers, and that's it, and there's no more suffering. So if you're going through hell, keep going. And if you're going through hell right now, keep going through hell. You said something I wanted to make a comment on. It gets overwhelming. Right, it does get overwhelming. It does get overwhelming. Yeah, if you're going through hell, keep going through hell, my friend. My friends, I know a lot of you are going through the same thing. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There really is. There really is. There were times where I thought there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And I cried and cried and cried, and I felt lonely and miserable. And I'd go to the woods and hug the trees to get some love, to get some consolation, I suppose. I felt so misunderstood. And like nobody around me I could talk to about this stuff. Felt crazy at times. Just alienated, completely alienated. That's the dark night of the soul. Everyone goes through that. It seems like it. I mean, there is a name for it. People seem to understand that there is a phase in the birth of the soul on this realm where it's laborious, it's rough, it's tough, and so the dark night of the soul is the healing process also, because you have to understand something, that you're one or two. let's say, two kinds of people on this planet, two kinds of humans. There is humans whose soul origin is from Earth, and for them the journey is about going from the third density to the fourth density, and so they have to clear up all their Earth karma that they have been accumulating for eons. And then the other type of people are the people that come from different densities, fifth, sixth, and they're here to uplift the vibration and help the planet go to the fourth density and help all the creatures on this planet go to the fourth density as well. And whichever type you are, there is a healing process that occurs. So for someone who's come from the fifth and the sixth density, they have to take on an earth vessel, and then they have to heal that earth vessel in order to gain compassion for the people that they're here to heal, and in order to understand how to operate the mind-body complex of planet Earth. And then if that's not the case, then the other case would be you're trying to go to fourth density, and so there's a lot of healing to be done. So the healing process goes like this. It's like planting a tree. You plant a banana tree, and I always mention this, but I really want to find out the gestation period of a banana tree. And I believe it's a few years' time, really. So the gestation period, while I find this, the gestation period is the period in which it takes from banana tree gestation period. Here we go. Okay, a banana needs 10 to 15 months of frost-free weather to grow flowers that yield young bananas. The bananas typically mature in 60 to 90 days after the flowers appear. The exact lifespan of a banana depends on the species of banana and weather. So it says 10 to 15 months. So I suppose 10 to 15 months is the gestation period of a banana, a year and a half, let's say 2 years at the most, for the banana, for you to get a ripe banana out of the tree. Okay? 2 years to get a ripe banana out of a tree, from start to finish, from seed to plate, let's say. Okay? So in the same thing, the healing process of each individual has a gestation period, and it can be 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, but you will feel you will know I am fully healed. You can look yourself in the mirror and you look, you look at your eyes and you just laugh. Okay? You'll just laugh because you feel so good. That's it. You've done the healing. The healing is done. It's done. Okay, that inner healing is done. Now you may say, well, the healing never finishes, right? In a way it doesn't, because you're on planet Earth and you're always being subjected to things that you need to heal from. So, but I'm talking about the overall arching theme here, okay? I'm talking about the deeper healing. I'm talking about I love myself type of thing. If you can look at you in the mirror and really love yourself and just laugh, just look and smile, then you already love yourself. You've healed yourself at the deepest level. And then there are the other things. Maybe you meet someone, you fall in love with them, then you depart, you grow apart. There's some healing to be done from there, but that's minute in relative to the greater healing, which is the self-love. So that healing process, the cleansing process of the emotional baggage, of the physical baggage, to give birth to the spirit, to give birth to the soul, is different for each individual. It goes by individual case, really. So for you, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but it takes whatever it takes. It takes whatever it takes. And now things are accelerating. So I feel that the gestation period is actually decreasing in length for everyone. So if your gestation period for healing was, say, 5 years, it may be now 3 years. If it was 3 years, it would be like a year, etc., 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 etc. Right? So you've got to give yourself space to heal now. You've got to put yourself in environments that are healing. Okay? You're cleansing your line, your lineage, your bloodline from all the self-limiting beliefs. And once you release that, once you put it in the DNA, healing, self-love, then the people who come into the next bloodline are going to have their lineage cleansed. So they're going to be in a better position to elevate their own consciousness. So the planet is going through a massive healing crisis right now, okay? On all levels. on all levels. Everything now is healing. Everything is detoxing. We're going to see more natural disasters because that's the planet's way of healing. That's Gaia's way of healing. Just like when you start to have acne and all kinds of things, it's because your body is healing, is cleansing itself. Okay, so that's going to be happening a lot, and you do feel it's overwhelming because there really is like intense energy on the planet right now. So to calm down the overwhelmingness of it all, spend more time in nature. Nature is very calming, very relaxing. And utilize the power of music for relaxation. I recommend classical music, and I recommend flute, and I recommend meditation music and things like that. And I recommend you hum. Humming is incredibly relaxing. Okay, so humming, just I recommend that. And now you mentioned, you mentioned something that I really wanted to talk about, which is yeah, you said I'm afraid that I'm gonna stop waking up if I don't continue to do all these things, the meditation, the mantras, etc. You can't help it. Once you wake up, that's it. You can't go back to bed. You can try to pretend. You can try to shrug it under the carpet, but that ain't happening. Once you wake up, you wake up. That's it. No going back to bed. No going back to bed. You can't go back to bed. I mean, when you wake up and let's say you got a big window and it's sunny, right, and the sun comes in, all right, it's like coming in your face, all right, and then like there is a bunch of birds outside singing. You can't go back to bed. That's it. You're up. Even if you had 2 hours of sleep, can't go back to bed. That's it. The sun is all in your face. The birds are singing. You can't go back to bed, even if you try. So don't be too demanding of yourself right now. Don't be demanding of yourself, and use this mantra. It's funny, right? Because you're saying you're getting sick and tired of mantras. Well, we're going to use a mantra to transcend all mantras here. Just use a mantra. No rush, no rush, no rush, no rush. Everything's a process, no rush. Everything's a process, no rush. Just say that over and over. Drill it into your head, and then you'll calm down. I totally understand what you're saying. You know, like I have phases where I'd like I gotta meditate 3 hours every day, 3 hours every day. I gotta, all right, stop, and it gets overwhelming. It really does, because I'm afraid of going back to sleep, right? I don't want to go back to sleep, but the truth of the matter is I'm not gonna go back to sleep, whether I meditate or not, whether I do the mantras or not. I can't help it. Once you wake up, you wake up. That's it. You're cursed and blessed at the same time. Okay? It's not happening. You're not going to go back to sleep, my friends. You're not going to go back to sleep. That's it. You've seen the light. You know, your body, once if the sun is in your face, you can't sleep. You've got the serotonin and everything. You've got to wait until it's dark again to sleep, to get the melatonin to be secreted. But right now it's the age of the sun. It's the age of the light. So there's no going back to sleep. You're awake and that's it. There's nothing you could do about it. In fact, even if you tried to go back to bed, it's gonna annoy you. It's like, again, trying to sleep when the sun is in your face. It's much more better. It's much better for you to just get up and get on with the day than to lay in bed and say, well, I'm gonna try and sleep. And you're trying to sleep and you can't sleep because the sun is in your face. So you actually get more annoyed if you try to sleep, if you try to go back to sleep. So whether you try or not, you're awake. You're awake. So another thing that I recommend you do when it gets all overwhelming, do something completely unrelated to spirituality. And I do that actually so regularly, almost every day. So I also get overwhelmed. Even now I get overwhelmed. So I do things that are completely unrelated. Like I watch South Park every day. It's got nothing to do with spirituality. It's just for fun and jokes. And I watch South Park every day. And I usually watch it once I've had enough of spirituality. Okay, once I've made my videos, listened to lectures, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, my mind, I can't take it anymore. I meditate and everything. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Let's put on some South Park, and then I go watch some highlights, some soccer highlights. What's Messi's been up to? What's Barcelona's been up to? What's going on in the Premier League, right? And I spend maybe a couple of hours, just doing random shit that has nothing to do with spirituality, right? Nothing to do with spirituality. I call it the fucking around time. I just fuck around, go on the internet, fuck around a little bit. Get some laughters here, blah, 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 blah. And then, after I do that, it's like, holy shit. I'm like, yes, now I'm ready again. And then I get back in it like hyped up. Get back into that consciousness work hyped up. Because I dig it. It gets overwhelming. Try and also be in my shoes. I do this full time. I make videos and that's it. That's my thing now. Consciousness work. And it gets overwhelming for me too. But then I make sure every day I'm just doing things that are completely unrelated to consciousness. Otherwise my brain gets fried. Because there is a certain limit of which my brain doesn't want to do this stuff anymore. It wants to take a break. So either you sleep, you rest, you go hang out with your family, do something unrelated to spirituality altogether, right? Go watch a soccer game or something. Or, watch something funny, some comedy, some mindless stuff. So go watch a movie. Yeah, you'll be back. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed, so I play a movie. And then like an hour into the movie, say the movie's 2 hours, I just stop watching the movie because I got my time off spirituality. I just turn off the movie. I have so many unfinished movies because of that. Because I get so overwhelmed from spiritual work that I just go do something completely unrelated. But then that rest of just me watching like a movie or something, I never finished the movie because by the time it's like halfway through, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm going back to the conscious work now. I get hyped up because I got the rest that I need, the time off. And then you get back into the work. So make sure you do that stuff as well, okay? Some stuff that are unrelated to conscious work, okay? And like I said, the healing process, everything is a process. Look at nature, it works in processes. Nothing happens in nature overnight. Nothing happens in nature overnight. So it's the same thing here. It's not gonna happen overnight that you wake up fully. Even when you wake up from sleep, it takes you like an hour to get up, right? You just like, get things moving, you move your blood, you've been laying there for some time. It's the same thing, you've been sleeping for some time now, 20 years or whatever. You're waking up now. It may take a couple of years here before the blood flow is getting through, So everything's a process, okay? But things are moving faster now, so I think you'll be supported by the new vibrations of the earth, okay? So hopefully that helps you, my friend. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, hit me up on Instagram. Special thanks to the Patreons for your continuous support. If you want to appreciate in that way, you can appreciate with, say, $2 a month. That's all. $2 a month, folks. So the Patreon link is in the description. The one-time donation is also via PayPal. I really appreciate anything that comes my way. Love you guys. And until next time, may the force, the benevolent force, be with you.